Hello everyone, my name is Chloe and welcome to Music Theory 101. This is the first part of a video project series that I'm going to be doing about the basics of music theory, and in this project there are going to be a variety of topics covered and some guest speakers, so I hope you stay tuned for that. In this video we're going to start off with note values and rhythms, and I hope you enjoy! There are 5 main types of note values, and the first is the whole note. A whole note lasts for 4 beats, so in a 4/4 time signature, where there are 4 beats per measure, a whole note would last for the entire measure, or those full 4 beats. The next type of note value is the half note, which lasts for 2 beats. It's called a half note because in a 4/4 time signature, it takes up half of the measure, meaning that you need 2 half notes in order to fill the entire measure. The next type of note value is the quarter note, which lasts for 1 beat. Like its name, the quarter note takes up a quarter of a 4/4 time signature measure, so you need 4 quarter notes in order to fill the measure. The fourth type of note value is the eighth note, which takes up half of a beat. In a 4/4 measure, you need 8 of these notes in order to fill the entire thing. And lastly, we have the 16th note, which lasts for a quarter of a beat. Again, like the name, you need 16 of these in order to fill up a 4/4 measure. But what if you want to create a note value that's in between the ones that are already given? This is where the augmentation dot comes in. The augmentation dot is represented by a dot right after the note, and when you see this, it means that the note value is increased by half of its original value. For example, a quarter note is comprised of 2 eighth notes. However, with a dotted quarter note, we need to increase it by half of its original value, which is 1 eighth note. So in total, a dotted quarter note is equal to 3 eighth notes. The next rhythmic concept we're going to be looking at are ties. Ties have the capability of combining the note values of the notes that it connects. For example, on the screen it shows a tie connecting a quarter and a half note. Since a quarter note is equal to 1 beat and a half note is equal to 2 beats, the total note value is going to be 3 beats altogether. The last concept we're going to be talking about in this video are rests. Rests are periods of silence that are written into music. Like note values, there are 5 main values of rests. The first is a whole rest, which lasts for a full measure, no matter how many beats there are in the measure. The second is a half rest, which lasts for 2 beats. The next is a quarter rest, which lasts for 1 beat. The fourth is an eighth rest, which lasts for half a beat, and the last one is a 16th rest that lasts for a quarter of a beat. As you can see, with exception to the whole rest, all of these rests have the same value as their corresponding note values. The last thing we're going to be doing today is putting notes to practice. So we're going to be looking at a set of measures and determining different ways that we can approach them when rhythmically sight reading. On the screen is the practice set of measures we're going to be using today. When first looking at a new piece of music, it's important to point out the rhythms that are more difficult or tricky. The first different rhythm that I spotted is the dotted quarter note with the eighth note that follows it. So when you sing through it, you must make sure to hold that note for a little longer. The next different rhythm that I saw were the 2 eighth notes at the beginning of the second measure, so I know that they're going to go a little faster than the other notes. After that, all you have to look out for is the ending half note, which you know you have to hold twice as long as a regular quarter note. Once you point out the difficult rhythms, you can go ahead and start rhythmically sight reading. One method is to say the rhythms on a syllable like ta or do. For example, ta 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 ta. You can also count using numbers like this: 1, 2, 3, and 1 and 2, 3. Both methods work great, and this is what the final result should kind of sound like. Alright guys, that's all we have for today's video. Thank you so much for watching the first part of Music Theory 101, and stay tuned for the next videos.